Nothing dramatic happened, no banner, no parade, no spike in the numbers, no leap in the grade. Same shoes by the doorway, same route, same turn, same steady effort, earn and return. If you look from the outside, you call it the same. Another quiet session without a new name, but something small shifted in the way I stayed. I didn't rush the middle, didn't force the pace, didn't panic when breath lost grace. I used to chase that proven spark, now I hold steady through the dark. No extra surge to make it loud, no need to impress an invisible crowd. Just steadier footing than last time. The subtle upgrade doesn't shine, it hides between the lines. It's less reaction, more response, less prove it, more calm advance. It's the difference you only feel when pressure comes and you don't feel. The subtle upgrade is barely seen, no flashing lights, no victory screen. The subtle upgrade is how I stay when doubt appears midway. The subtle upgrade doesn't boast, it shows up when I need it most. I recover faster from rough reps, I breathe deeper in later sets. I don't spiral when pace feels thin, I don't crumble from within. I adjust instead of attack, I move forward without snapping back. It's not louder, it's wiser. It's not louder, it's wiser. Growth isn't always a visible climb, sometimes it's patience rewriting time. It's restraint when ego flares, it's fewer breakdowns mid-stare. It's knowing I'll return again without needing to overextend. Ooh, the subtle upgrade held the frame when old reactions tried the same. The subtle upgrade changed my tone from fragile rush to steady own. The subtle upgrade, deep and slow, built beneath the outward show. Months from now, race day strain when splits don't match the hopeful brain. It won't be a sudden peak that keeps me strong when legs feel weak. It'll be this quiet shift, the calm inside, the steady lift, the version of me that doesn't break. The subtle upgrade isn't loud, it doesn't ask to stand out proud. The subtle upgrade is how I choose when there's something I could lose. The subtle upgrade, still unseen but more complete than I've ever been. No fireworks, no fireworks, no fireworks. Still better. Same road, same turn, same quiet block, same steady rhythm on the watch. The weather didn't shift, the route didn't glow. No sudden breakthrough, no visible show. No headline mile, no shattered wall. Just another run that felt small. If someone filmed it, they'd see the same, but inside something wasn't framed. I didn't go fast, I didn't go far, didn't feel stronger or raise the bar. But I didn't bargain with quitting either, didn't look down, didn't retreat neither. I held the line without the spark, stayed with breath through the dark, and that felt different. Nothing changed on the outside view, no dramatic split, no something new, but something subtle under the skin. Shifted quiet from within, less proving, more knowing, less chasing, more going. Nothing changed, but I did. I stayed when the fire was almost hit. Nothing changed, but I grew in the space between should and true. Nothing changed on the page, but I handled the same road with a different age. I used to need the proof in ink, a faster time to help me think. I used to measure worth in gain, in louder winds and sharper strain. Now I notice smaller shifts, like how my breath no longer drifts, like how I don't panic mid-run when pace feels tight and legs feel done. It's not explosive, it's not grand, it's a steadier grip on hand. It's knowing I'll be back tomorrow, even if today felt hollow. It's choosing long over loud and being fine without a crowd. Nothing changed, but I stood in the same place and understood. Nothing changed, but I stayed without the need to escalate. Nothing changed, but something settled, less easily shaken, less easily rattled. Months from now, race day strain, when splits don't match the hopeful brain. It won't be some miracle run that keeps me moving when the pack is gone. It'll be this shift, this quiet frame, where I stop playing the same game and learn to run without applause. Oh, nothing changed, but I did, not in noise, but in how I lived. Nothing changed, but I chose to keep my center when effort rose. Nothing changed on the map, but inside there was no going back. Same road, different runner. Same road.
It never trended, it never shined, no sudden spike on any timeline. Just days that looked almost the same, shoes by the door where the no name, mile after mile, unremarked. No fireworks, no bold remark, but repetition left a trace in muscle memory and quiet pace. No breakthrough headline, no viral proof, just ceiling lights and worn out roof. Breathing rhythm, footfalls plain, some days steady, some in strain. The clock didn't clap, the road didn't care, but something deeper was forming there. Under boredom, under doubt, under every maybe sit this out. Consistency isn't loud, it doesn't roar, it's the habit of walking out the door. It's not the day that changed your life, it's choosing again after friction and strife. It's the miles that didn't glow, that taught your body how to go. Consistency has a story, not dramatic, not grand. It's written in repetition, you barely plan. Consistency has a story, it's quiet and slow, built in the days no one would know. Consistency has a story, it bends, it stays, it grows in the middle of ordinary days. There were weeks, nothing moved, no new splits, nothing improved. Doubt got louder, progress thin, but I kept lacing my shoes again. Not because I felt inspired, not because I wasn't tired, but because the simple act of showing up was a fact. It's not heroic, it's not rare, it's just staying when you could not care. It's restraint when ego flares, it's pacing through long repairs. The body adapts to steady load, not to one explosive mode. Consistency has a story, it doesn't scream, it survives the days that kill the dream. Consistency has a story, it doesn't rush, it outlasts the early push. Consistency has a story, it holds the frame when hype burns out and fades to name. Years from now, race day tight, when pace bites midway through the fight. It won't be one perfect run that carries me when the crowd is done. It'll be the normal weeks, the quiet repeats, the steady streaks, the work that stayed when nothing shone. Consistency has a story, I understand. It wasn't loud, but it was planned. Consistency has a story, brick by brick, not flashy, not quick. Consistency has a story and it's mine. Even when it looked like nothing.
I was close enough to mention it, not close enough to headline it. The pace was sharp but not a claim, fast enough to feel the flame. I checked the split, it didn't wow, didn't fail me, didn't bow. Somewhere between good and great, I landed there just off the gate. There's a version of this that goes all in, chases applause, wins the spin. Push a little, break the line, make it look like perfect timing. But I've learned what that can cost, the days that follow feeling lost. So I stayed inside the almost zone, quietly overgrown. Almost impressive isn't loud, it doesn't gather any crowd. It doesn't trend, it doesn't boast, it just survived what matters most. No viral burst, no dramatic climb, just one more brick in steady time. Almost impressive still counts here, strong enough without the cheer. Almost impressive, built to last, not burning bright and fading fast. Almost impressive, quietly grown, not for display but fully owned. There's ego math that says go more, there's wisdom math that guards the core. I've chased the highlight, lost the week, won the day then felt too weak. Now I measure in repeat, not in heat but in feet. If I can run again tomorrow, that's the real applause. Impressive fades in a season, longevity has reason. Almost impressive stays intact, doesn't fracture on impact. It's the version I can trust when the legs turn honest. Almost impressive, still enough to choose again when it gets tough. Almost impressive, mature and plain, no dramatic flashy gain. Almost impressive doesn't scream, it builds the future in between. Months from now, race day tight, when the pack moves out of sight. It won't be the one big surge that saves me from the verge. It'll be these steady days that didn't chase immediate praise. The almost work that held. Almost impressive, still in form, built for seasons, not for storm. Almost impressive, quiet fire, strong enough without the wire. Almost impressive, I understand, this is how I stay and stand. Almost, and still here. I used to chase the obvious proof, bigger splits, harder moves. Thought strength meant visible fire, breath collapsing, pushed to higher. But somewhere past the early phase, I learned to read the quieter days, where effort hums but doesn't shout, where growth is built without the cloud. There's a version of strong that feels complete, like crossing lines on burning feet. And there's this other in between, where nothing looks especially keen. The pace is steady, not elite. The form is fine, but not a feat. It doesn't scream, I've arrived. It whispers, I'm alive. You're not yet fast, not yet peak, not yet the version I came to seek. But not undone, not undone, not halfway through a run. It's a stage that doesn't flex, but lays the floor for what's next. Not yet strength, but on the way, built in chose to stay. Not yet strength, but fully mine. Growing roots below the line. Not yet strength, but solid ground. Quiet work that sticks around. Discipline in holding pace when ego wants to accelerate. There's courage in not pretending this is the summit or the ending. I've been tempted to declare this is it, I'm finally there. But real strength doesn't rush, it doesn't need a public hush. The body adapts in silent ways under weeks of honest days. Muscle remembers what pride forgets. Progress builds without resets. Not dramatic, not extreme, just patient and routine. Not yet strength, but taking shape. Edge controlled within the cape. Not yet strength, but wiser legs choosing margin over begs. Not yet strength, but built to last. Learning slowly from the past. Months from now, race day tight when lungs bite. Midway through the fight, it won't be a flashy face that carries me through the haze. It'll be this almost form, the steady, weather-tested norm. The strength that didn't hurry. Not yet strength, but strong enough to face the long and choose the tough. Not yet strength, but deeply set, built from every not yet. Not yet strength, still becoming, still choosing, still running. Not yet, not yet.
The first miles were polite, conversation pace. Form looked clean, breath had space. Shoes felt light, clock felt kind. Every split reassured my mind. It all made sense on paper and screen, exactly what I'd planned to be. But somewhere past the comfort zone, the noise got quiet, I was alone. No more freshness, no easy rhythm, just friction building in the system. Stride short and jaw got tight, the road stopped being polite. This is the part no one posts, not the highlight people toast. This is the middle without applause, where effort shows its tiny flaws. The easy ones build momentum, the hard ones build belief. When pace feels heavier than relief, it's not collapse, it's not collapse, it's choice. Between that's enough and a quieter voice. After the easy ones, the work begins. No medals handed for second wins. After the easy ones, you meet your frame, not your speed, not your name. After the easy ones, it's just you there, breath uneven but still aware. This is where you stop performing, stop pretending you're transforming. It's slower now, but somehow truer, not spectacular, just steadier, newer. You stop chasing the early glow and start respecting what you know. That progress isn't a sudden leap, it's what you hold when it gets deep. I've been here before, this narrowing lane where ego whispers, why this strain? But I've learned the cost of shine that fades by mile number 9. So I choose margin over myth, choose long-term legs over quick uplift. After the easy ones, pace feels thin, but character steps in. After the easy ones, no drama left, just steady hands on what's been kept. After the easy ones, I don't explode, I stay inside my chosen. Months from now, race day tight. When the pack moves out of sight, it won't be the early confident flow that carries me when lungs say no. It'll be this stretch uncelebrated, where staying calm was self-created. The part I didn't brag about, but built
my edge from quiet doubt. After the easy ones, I don't shine, I don't surge, I hold the line. After the easy ones, I stay composed, not because the road was closed. After the easy ones, I understand it's not about a faster plan. It's about still standing when standing isn't grand. After the easy ones, I'm still here.
Rep 1 felt ambitious, Rep 2 felt smart, Rep 3 was strategy, Rep 4 had heart. Rep 5 said careful, Rep 6 said why. By 7 I stopped looking at the sky. The track got narrower, breath got loud, my legs stopped acting proud. Somewhere between planned and survived, I realized I'm still alive. This wasn't heroic, this wasn't art, just cadence arguing with my heart. Form when practical stride got short, ego submitted a quad report. No music swelling, no camera pan, just a tired grown-up plan. I could rap it, call it clean, log the set, say routine. But there's always that moment after the flare, where quitting looks understandable and grand. No one would question, no one would care, no medals hiding in thin air. And that's when I laugh under my breath. Well, this isn't death. Guess we're still going, guess we're not done. Didn't feel fast, didn't feel fun. Guess we're still going. Legs disagree, but they still belong to me. Guess we're still going. Nothing dramatic, just stubborn and systematic. It's not about glory, not about grit, not some motivational internet clip. It's smaller than that and more precise. A quiet refusal to roll the dice. The reps stopped shining, they started weighing each second. Say, consider deleting, but I didn't bargain, didn't shout, just kept not stepping out. This is the version of me I trust, not explosive, not combust, the one that chooses measured strength over future. I swear that was the last one. The board said 8, I'm sure. Legs already arguing, heart not so pure. Sweat in my eyes just like it offline. I looked at the watch like I misread time. 7 felt sharp, 8 felt brave, 9 was written on what I gave. Then the beat came back, cool and flat, like it knew exactly where I'm at. There's always that second before you decide where quitting feels reasonable and pride steps aside. It's not collapse, it's negotiation between short-term relief and long-term formation. I exhale slow, half amused, half aware I'm being used. Not by a coach, not by a crowd, just by the version of me I allow. The one who said, build it right, not flashy pace, but durable fight. You don't grow loud, you grow late. When comfort whispers, call it a seriously again. Didn't I give enough? Seriously again. Wasn't that raptors? No fireworks, no applause, just breathing flaws. Seriously again. Yeah, again. This isn't heroic, it's awkward form. A little unstable, but not a storm. I'm not chasing glory or highlight clips, just building tryst in tired hips. The first rep's train speed, the last rep trains choice. Length fatigue gets louder than your inner voice. There's a line between smart and scared, between protect and unprepared. Tonight I know which side I'm on. Not reckless push, but steady gun. I've quit before for weaker reasons. This one stays through smaller seasons. Seriously again. How can't I see it's not the right, it's a bad way? Seriously again. Fine, let's go. Not because I'm hype, but because I know the edge pulls back just one small inch. Not dramatic, just enough to stop to quit. Months from now when race day tightens, when doubt grows and fear heightens, this left won't show on any chart, but it will sit inside my heart. A quiet proof I didn't pen when it was easier to pretend. Yeah, one more, not to be epic, not to score, because that's how strength gets built, nothing but love. Seriously again. Still standing, still choosing, still expanding. Line stretched like quiet vows, no speeches here, just here and now. The first rap's easy, almost polite. The fourth one changes what feels right. I don't attack the whole set, I shrink it down to breathe in step. One segment carved from doubt and heat, one measured push on tired feet. There's no legend in the warm-up chalk, just muscle waking from the fog. The beat cuts clean through evening air. I lean forward, accept the dare. Not to be fearless, not to impress, just to withstand the rising stress. My stride tightens, vision narrows. Pain draws sharper, cleaner arrows, but can't it waste what discipline saves? So I stay inside the lane it paves. Rep by rep, no prophecy, just present tense velocity. Is a summon, it's assembled from micro decisions when legs have trembled. You don't conquer an entire session, you survive each compression. There's a quiet math and repeated strain. Adaptation hides inside the pain. Just honest stress applied and sound.
else says this is enough, but it rarely feels soft or tough. It feels unstable, almost raw, like balance. Try to stay strong. The float is immersed and it's a hinge. Will control resist the binge. I let my heart rate settle down, not collapse, not drown. Step again into demand. I've learned the difference between hurt and harm, between burning muscle and structural order. Maturity knows it doesn't fatigue. The goal isn't heroic sense, repeatable speed. If I can finish one I prescribe, I've already expended what I can provide. I can't because speed is earned and repeat, not regret. Again. Track one's got the evening clean, spikes bite down, routine. The first red light says you're fine. The fourth one rewrites the design. I don't start fast, I start aware. There's a price hidden in the air. Every surge is signed and breath. Every float negotiates stats. The watch will beep, it always will. But what it doesn't track is a will. 3 minutes hard, 1 minute thin. That fragile space where doubt steps and lungs flare wide like doors and wind. Heart pounding loud from deep within. And I don't chase glory here, I chase exposure to the edge without foreclosure.
Speed is not a personality, it's a stimulus response reality. Stress applied, recovery received, adaptation quietly achieved. Body doesn't care about how brave I feel, it adapts to what's repeated, what's real. Intervals are negotiations with capacity.
Between the beats,
I'll become honest,
no spectators.
no promise.
Between the beats,
I'm stripped to core, not who I say, but what I endure.
between the beats,
Breath fracture thin, then rebuilt again.
grip 6 bites, deeper vision, tight and slow. The flow feels shorter than the chart below. I've learned not to panic when form degrades. You don't break growth because rhythm sways.
The lactic burn is not an enemy.
It's a language of economy.
Teach the system to clear, not flee. There's science in suffering when it's dosed. You don't get faster by being the most. You get faster by surviving the exact intensity you're prescribing.
I respect the line.
I don't romanticize collapse. Progress is built on intelligent gaps.
Time is precise. Not sacrifice. The ceiling will No bonners, no breaks for grin, just laces tight and stepping in. Same stretch, same slow start, same quiet check inside my heart. I didn't wake up inspired, didn't feel behind or wired, just opened the door and did it once more. It didn't sparkle, didn't shout, didn't turn my world about, but it didn't fall apart, and that's a start. The first mile felt like yesterday, familiar rhythm, steady sway, no miracle in this drive, just structure built inside. I've stopped expecting lightning from every single run. Most strength is shaped by what's routinely done. Nothing viral, nothing loud, but today I showed up proud. We glamorize the tower, but forget the ground, forget the hands that lay it down. You don't see growth in real time, you feel it later when you climb. Every steady session, every quiet mile is weight bearing in the pile. Another brick at it, nothing dramatic, just something solid and automatic. Another brick at it, layer on layer, not chasing fire, just building it there. Another brick at it, that's how I win, not in explosions but in discipline. I let someone pass, didn't need the fight because strength today was doing it right. Breath stayed even, heart rate calm, no borrowed edge, no future harm. Some days the victory is leaving with legs that still belong to tomorrow's bags. No crash, no cost, no hidden tags, just structure that quietly stacks. Consistency is heavy in a subtle way. It doesn't thrill, it stays. It asks for patience more than pride, for walls and strength over ego's tide. You don't feel powerful when you build slow, but one day you'll see how high it'll go. Another break out it, coming clean, headline worthy but evergreen. Another break out and strong in place, not chasing someone else's taste. Another break out it, now that's enough, because a quiet days make me tired. There's a famous minds are way months away, built on days exactly like today. No one remembers which brick was which, but without them all the wall would quit. I do I get a pause for what I lay. I just need to show up each day. And I'll break at it, and I'm still here, not spectacular, but sincere. Another break at it again and again. That's how foundations, how I trends. Another break at it, and I don't rush it, because real strength is what I construct. No breakthrough headline morning, no sudden shift in form. Just shoes beside the doorway and weather slightly warm. I didn't wake up fearless, didn't feel elite. Just stood there with the choice and chose my feet.
No crowd to notify, no story to defend, just the quiet act of going out again.
The first smile didn't sparkle, it felt exactly plain. A little stiff in both hips, a little mental rain.
But I've learned pain isn't failure, it's structure in disguise.
The days that don't explode are the ones that stabilize.
Nothing cinematic, nothing bold, just discipline doing what it's told.
We're taught to celebrate the rare and loud, but most of strength is never proud.
It doesn't shout, it doesn't trend, it just shows up and does it again. This is the ordinary win.
No fireworks, no spin, just shoes in motion, over giving in.
This is the ordinary win.
Steady breath, steady skin, not breaking records, but building within.
This is the ordinary win.
Quiet, clean, thin, the kind that stacks and slowly thickens.
Midway through the rhythm, held nothing flashy, nothing wild. I wasn't chasing faster, I was protecting mileage. I let others surge ahead, didn't bite that way, because durability is something I crave. The body stay responsive, the mind stay near. No spikes, no crash, no borrowed gear.
There's courage in restraint and pride in calm. You don't have to burn to prove you're strong.
Some days the goal is simply intact, to finish whole and call it fact. Improvement hides in repetition, not every gain needs recognition. This is the ordinary world.
No highlight frame, just another layer in the long game.
This is the ordinary way.
Legs still mine, didn't trade tomorrow for a faster time.
This is the ordinary way.
No applause, no crown, but I stay consistent and that compounds. There's a future version of me at a bigger line who won't remember today's exact time. But I'll stand on what I built here, on uneventful days that stayed sincere. No dramatic comeback, no heroic grin, just the discipline of the ordinary win.
This is the ordinary way.
And I'm not ashamed of building greatness unrenamed.
This is the ordinary way.
Simple and true, the kind that only the steady can do.
This is the ordinary way.
Again, not spectacular, but I'm still in. Nothing viral, still vital.
This is the ordinary way.
I write it down before I forget how the third mile felt in my chest. Not the highlight, not the pace, just where I tighten, where I press. Sleep was shallow, legs were tight. Warm up took a little more time. Nothing dramatic, nothing loud, just data shaping the design. I used to chase the perfect day, now I study the imperfect one, because the notes I leave behind are maps of what I've done. Some entries look the same at first, easy run, steady heart, but I know the nuance hidden there where the shift began to start. A small pull in the right calf, a hesitation on the turn. If I don't log it now, I don't truly learn. This isn't obsession, it's awareness grown. You don't build consistency from guesswork alone. Emotion patterns stay. The body whispers day by day. I don't judge, I just record, then come back smarter than before. Mistakes aren't failures, they're feedback loops, and growth is quiet in these groups. Log it, learn it, that's how I move. Every run has something left to prove. Log it, learn it, not fast, not flashy, just refining what's actually lasting. Log it, learn it, through doubt and sweat. The miles I study are the miles I get. There were weeks I pushed too hard, chasing something I couldn't hold. The log showed strain before I felt it. Truth in numbers, calm and cold. There were days I held back early and strength showed up late. If I hadn't written it down, I'd call it fate. I don't romanticize fatigue or dramatize the grind. I track what worked and what declined, because improvement isn't guess and hope. It's pattern recognition across the slope. Recovery isn't weakness, it's calculated space you can't sustain if you only chase. So I log rest like I log speed, because discipline accrues what I need. No drama here, just clarity. Growth is slow, but it's rarely random. Log it, learn it, over and over, from tired strides to when I'm bolder. Log it, learn it, through steady days. Not every session needs praise. Log it, learn it, that's the edge. I don't need magic, I build the ledge. This is future start line where I'll feel ready, not because I guess, but because I stayed steady. Every note, every tweak, every ordinary week, it all stacks quietly. You don't notice growth until it's built, but the foundation was never built. Log it, learn it, again and again. That's how I sharpen, not just then. Log it, learn it, without the show. When the surge arrives, I'll already know. Log it, learn it, that's my pace. Not perfect, but built in place. Record, reflect, I changed the route again this week. Fewer lights, more hills. Adjusted splits in tiny ways, chasing stubborn thrills. Watched my form in slow motion, didn't like what I saw. But growth doesn't start with comfort, it starts with seeing flaws. New plan Monday, tweak by Thursday. Long run stretch too far. Some days feel like progress, some just leave a scar. I tried more cadence, shorter stride, less ego in the first mile. Stop pretending fitness means looking smooth in style. Switch recovery earlier, pulled that when pride said go. It's strange how wisdom sounds like moving slow. I don't post these sessions, they're not impressive things, just quiet adjustments. Invisible wings. You don't improve in straight lines, you wobble in a line. You think you found the answer, then question it next time. Every mistake is data in disguise. If you stay long enough, you recognize. Trial, error, repeat, that's the rhythm I keep. Not glamorous, not fleet, just grinding in deep. Trial, error, repeat, learning what to delete. Every small defeat is refining my speed. Trial, error, repeat, no shortcut, no cheat. This is how seconds eventually retreat. Some tempo runs collapse early, some feel strangely right. I've learned not to crown either as truth overnight. I blame sleep, blamed weather, blamed yesterday's stress, then looked at the mirror and guessed less. Because guessing isn't dreaming, testing is failing, is a weakness, is business. I don't need magic days, I need consistent ones. The boring repetitions win the longer runs. Your clock doesn't care how bad you want it. Every supposed to work layered on it. You refine by doing, not wishing more. You get faster slowly, core by core. Trial, error, repeat. Even when it's discreet, even when it was fine, but you'll remember that I stayed through awkward blocks and splits that wouldn't fade. 'Cause it's hunger for a single day. It's curiosity that won't go away. How far can I go till I keep refining? How short can I get if I keep designing? Trial and error, it's not loud, it's elite. The ones who stay are the ones who compete. Not flashy, not sweet, but this is how I your best to leave me. And I won't retreat, because progress is earned on repeat. Just test, learn, repeat. They went early like a signal I missed. Shoes louder than thought, confidence crisp. Someone brushed my shoulder, pace jumped twice. I checked my breath before checking the price. My legs felt fine, my head felt clear. That's usually when danger gets near. I've learned the sound of my own mistake. It starts with speed I don't need to take. Everyone's got a moment to prove. Mine doesn't look like their sudden move. I've chased applause I couldn't hold. It fades faster than the story told. I watched them lock into something fast. I stayed with something built to last. No drama in the choice I made, just a quiet yes to what I've trained. There's a lie that says if you don't go you're weak, but I've seen strong people fall from one bad peak. I know my line, I know my signs, I know the difference between brave and blind. I'm still in my race, even when I let them fly. Still in my race. Didn't ask the clock to testify. Still in my race. No crowd are convinced I didn't slow down, I just didn't flinch. I'm still in my race. Holding shape, holding ground, I didn't lose the moment I stayed around. Their footsteps faded into the wind. For a second, doubt tried getting in, but doubt sounds different when you've been here. It's not loud panic, it's quiet fear. I counted effort, not position. This pace still answers my ambition. I don't need proof every mile. Some progress doesn't need a file. I've learned what breaks and what bends. Some wins don't show until the end. There's no shortcut through staying whole. You don't rush wisdom, you let it roll. I'm still in my race, breathing under control. Still in, didn't sell tomorrow for the goal. I'm still in my race, not chasing their form. I kept my rhythm because it's warm. I'm still in my race, not loud, not fast. I didn't peak early, I made it last. There's a version of me at mile 30-something who nods at this choice without saying anything. No medals for restraint, no replay angle here. Just a body that listens and a mind that's still clear. Letting others go isn't stepping aside. Sometimes it's the only way to arrive alive. I didn't come here to borrow someone's fire. I came to see how far goes my wire. Staying doesn't mean settling down, it means knowing what's yours when noise comes around. I'm still in my race, every step I defend. Still choosing strong over pretend. I'm still in my race, when the field rearranged, they chased the moment. I stayed unchanged. I'm still in my race. moved like it was obvious, like the race just spoke their name. A sudden lift in footsteps, a shift I could have chased. I felt it in my chest first, not fear, more like a choice. Two versions of myself, both loud but different voices. I knew I had the legs, at least for now. I also knew the cost if I bowed. They didn't look back once, that's what made it hard. Confidence has a gravity, it pulls you off your mark. The crowd leaned forward like they knew the script, but I've learned some pages are better skipped. This wasn't hesitation, this was reading the room, knowing what survives and what burns too soon. I've chased before, I know how that ends. Fast gains early, slow losses at the end. There's a difference between courage and noise, between proving something and protecting the choice. This is why I let them